The Japanese have long been known for their minimalist, refined lifestyle and extreme frugality. This is reflected not only in how they work and eat, but also in how they sleep. Unlike Westerners who prefer high beds and thick, soft blankets, the Japanese favor sleeping directly on the floor with a simple mattress. But what's the reason behind this habit? Why don't the Japanese like sleeping on beds, and why do they prefer lying directly on the floor? The Japanese have been sleeping on the floor for hundreds of years, closely associated with tatami mats, one of Japan's most famous types of mats. Tatami is not just a simple mat, but also a part of the soul of a traditional home. Tatami mats are made from dried straw and covered with a layer of fine rush, not only providing a comfortable surface to lie on, but also helping to relax and facilitate sleep. Unlike rush mats in Vietnam or bamboo mats in China, tatami is made from tightly compressed dried straw as its core, and the surface is covered with a type of rush called a gusa, a special type of grass. This combination not only creates incredible durability, but also brings a soft touch and a pleasant aroma that aids relaxation. Tatami mats are designed to be full and thick, so people can not only lie down but also sit, eat, and even drink tea on them as if the floor has become a complete piece of furniture, all in one. What makes tatami special is its ability to regulate temperature. Lying on tatami in the summer feels cool, while in the winter it's warm. The Japanese also utilize this design to optimize living space, and during the day, simply folding the mattress and storing it away makes the room as spacious as if it were never a sleeping area. For the Japanese, tatami is not just a piece of furniture, but also a part of the culture where people connect with nature, reflecting the simplicity and purity deeply rooted in Japanese life. Another important reason why the Japanese sleep on the floor is the climate in this country. Japan has very hot and humid summers, especially in regions like Tokyo and Osaka. During this time, sleeping on the cool floor with tatami helps lower body temperature much more effectively than sleeping on a padded bed. Especially in the old days when there were no cooling devices like fans or air conditioners, gradually, even with the advent of these devices, it became a habit of the Japanese. Conversely, in winter, the Japanese use a kotatsu, a traditional heated table placed on the floor, both to keep their feet warm and to create a comfortable sleeping environment. The climate changes seasonally, but tatami is always flexible to adapt, showcasing the ingenuity and intelligence in how the Japanese harmonize with nature. And have you ever noticed that Japanese homes are always tidy? That's because they have a habit of optimizing everything. A futon mattress is not just a place to sleep, but can also be easily folded and hung outside to sunbathe in the morning, both disinfecting it and keeping the mattress fresh and clean. This overcomes the disadvantages of large, heavy beds that are difficult to clean and easily accumulate dust. Think of a futon as a traditional Japanese sleeping mattress, like a thin but very convenient and distinctive mattress. Unlike bulky mattresses or modern beds, Japanese mattresses are designed to be placed directly on the floor, usually on a tatami mat. After waking up, people simply fold this mattress and store it in a closet or air it outside, and the room immediately becomes tidy. Moreover, sleeping on the floor helps maximize space, especially in cities where living space is often very small and narrow. With these mattresses and tatami mats, a room can be a place for tea and work during the day, and at night, simply unfolding them transforms it into a cozy bedroom. Clearly, the Japanese always know how to make everything as convenient as possible. Japan is also famous as a country with limited land and a high population. Their choice to sleep on the floor instead of using beds is also to make the most of the space. Vietnamese students probably understand this, as dormitory rooms rarely use beds but instead spread mats on the floor. Waking up, folding the mat, and putting away the blanket makes the room spacious again. In Japan, it is often said that every inch of land is precious. Land prices here are very high, especially in big cities. Therefore, houses in Japan are usually quite small and always designed to maximize space, like what we are discussing. Regarding beds, the Japanese believe that beds are unnecessary because they take up a lot of space. Therefore, they choose to use the floor instead of a bed. During the day, these rooms can serve different functions, but at night they will definitely become bedrooms. In this way, they maximize the small space while still creating a comfortable and non-cramped feeling. Instead of both wasting space and spending money on buying a bed and mattress, they only need to invest in a mat in the summer and a small blanket in the winter. Sleeping on the floor will save a lot of money. The space-saving aspect in Japanese homes is perhaps not only reflected in the use of tatami, but also closely related to the design of homes. The Japanese are always famous for their intelligence in utilizing living space, and one of the iconic creations is their sliding door system. This is not just a practical solution, but also reflects the aesthetic thinking and minimalist living philosophy of the Japanese. Overall, the design of sliding doors is not just a space-saving solution, but also a symbol of a neat and practical lifestyle that still retains traditional beauty and closeness to nature in Japanese culture. Not just a simple habit, sleeping on the floor also brings many health benefits. Many studies show that lying on a flat and hard surface like a tatami floor can help keep the spine straight naturally, reducing the risk of back pain or herniated discs, a common problem when lying on too soft a mattress. The Japanese also believe that proper sleep not only helps protect the body and keep it healthy, but also refreshes the mind. In addition, sleeping on Japanese mattresses, sleeping on the floor in Japan helps people get out of bed more easily in the morning. Unlike a comfortable bed that makes you want to snooze for another 5 minutes, it forces you to get up as soon as you wake up. In general, when people like something, they will find every reason to defend it. And when sleeping on the floor like that, there must be rules for those who enter the floor area in Japan. The floor is never dirt, like in traditional Vietnamese houses, because dirt is very prone to dust and mold and is not suitable for the habit of making floors. The floor in Japan, whether tatami or wood, is raised above the ground with space underneath for ventilation and moisture resistance. An important factor in the habit of sleeping on the floor of the Japanese is the rule of not wearing shoes indoors. When entering a Japanese house, you will immediately see an area called Genkan. This area is where all kinds of shoes are placed. The Japanese pay great attention to keeping their homes clean because this is not only a place to walk, but also a place where they sit, eat, lie, and sleep. To avoid bringing dirt from the outside in, shoes will be neatly arranged with the toes always facing outward, because facing outward will be convenient for leaving the house. But this does not mean that everyone has to go barefoot inside the house. There is a type of indoor slipper. This type of slipper is only used in that unique space. More interestingly, even indoor slippers are clearly divided. You cannot use these slippers to go to the toilet. Each bathroom always has its own pair of slippers called toilet slippers to avoid spreading bacteria from the toilet area to other spaces. This rule not only helps maintain hygiene, but also shows the meticulousness and caution in Japanese culture. And of course, to ensure that the floor is clean and an ideal place to sleep, the Japanese are very diligent in cleaning. With tatami floors, they usually just use a damp cloth to wipe gently or a soft broom to avoid damaging the natural rush surface. With wooden or plastic floors, small vacuum cleaners are used to effectively remove dirt. Another indispensable habit is drying the mattresses in the sunlight. The Japanese believe that sunlight will help kill bacteria, remove moisture, and keep the mattress fresh and clean. Even some apartment buildings have separate balconies just for drying these mattresses. The image of white Japanese mattresses drying on the balcony seems to have become a characteristic feature of daily life in Japan. This is how the Japanese combine tradition with modernity and maintain a living space that is always clean and comfortable. Perhaps now you understand why the Japanese traditionally prefer sleeping on the floor instead of sleeping on beds like Westerners. Thank you for your attention to this story. If you find it interesting, you can click the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and share. And now I would like to say goodbye.